So from now on, I'm going to use the labels of Lara Mentor and Lara Mentee, so they know who I'm talking to. So I'm going to start with Lara Mentee. Can you talk us through the relationship, the mentoring relationship with Lara and how it started?
Okay, so I went about interacting with Lara by sending an email after the induction day at the start of this year to introduce myself and to fix the time for us to meet up in person. So we first met at Starbucks. She treated me. It's good to know those. And then, so from there we sort of set the tone of how the mentoring relationship would take place. So how much interaction or what sort of questions I could ask. And it was really helpful because Lara sort of set the tone straight away that I could ask her anything. So as stupid as I might find a question, like, what does this mean or what does that mean? I would say, just in case you guys judge me. But she was completely open to any sort of questions I had, any sort of help I needed. So from applications to interview techniques, she would be able to help me with that. And we also sort of established how we go about interacting with one another, and it just worked naturally that we constantly emailed. Well, not constantly. I didn't harass her or stuff or anything, but I did maybe a bit. But I emailed her quite frequently, and surprisingly, as a lawyer, she was able to respond very promptly to all my questions and all my emails. And also speak on had scheduled phone calls. Although she was, Lara then went on to do a secondment at Morgan Stanley, meaning she was in Canary Wharf. We were still able to also see each other in person as well. And I said it many times, she doesn't always like it, but she's like an aunt to me almost. But I mean a cool aunt, not an aunt really. So yeah, that's how. That's annoying. So it just worked out naturally that we got on well. She's down to earth, she was very approachable, and I was able to keep in contact with her throughout the different schemes I've done and different experiences I've gained this year. So yeah, it's been really natural, and it's been a definite help to have someone with inside knowledge of how the legal industry works, and yeah.
Great, thank you. So Lara, you mentioned you've mentored on this programme for 3 years now. What's your advice in going about setting up a mentoring relationship?
Well, as Lara said, she sent me an email, and her initial email to me was a good one. It was one of the best ones that I've seen so far. She was, polite, and she asked to meet me, and I could see that she was actually interested in being mentored. I think it's important, if you have a mentor, to utilize them and use them, because they can actually help you. They can give you insight into the field, they can help you with your applications. And if for some reason it doesn't work out or it doesn't click, and you've got an organisation like BLD to go to, you should actually approach them and say, it's not working, and ask for a replacement, or ask for tips as to what to do so that the mentoring relationship works, because otherwise you could miss out on such a wonderful opportunity. I think that most of you would have been through mentoring already, and I would encourage you, as Debo and Anika were saying, encourage you to talk about the scheme to other people so that they can join. And the other thing I would say would be to keep in contact with your mentor if you can, because you build relationships throughout your career, and these relationships are very important, and it's good to maintain them and continue them and grow them. So yeah, the initial email, it needs to be good. You need to be prepared as well when you go for your initial meeting with the mentor, because they will ask you questions like, why not? And all the obvious questions. You should be a little bit prepared, and just show enthusiasm for the project as well.
Okay, that's interesting. So using the structure that's there, I mean, you said that this has gone particularly smoothly, this relationship, that the other ones may not have gone as smoothly, but there are still backup systems and support systems in place to help it work. Okay, so Lara Mentee, back to you. You gave us quite a comprehensive overview in your introduction as well, but anything else you can think of that Lara's helped you with during the course of the relationship with her?
There's things in terms of skills, so like interview techniques, like I brushed upon, ways in which to handle questions, to steer them in the direction that you want during an interview, application tips. That's been a very big help, especially when I look upon my applications from last year, which were very cringeworthy in hindsight. So application tips have been very helpful, and CV advice, the general tips you need in the legal industry, and I guess just also in terms of personalities and in how to portray confidence well during your schemes and interviews, because I think I struggled in particular with one interview where I let the nerves get the better of me, but Lara was really good for picking me up and boosting me and motivating me in how to tackle the subsequent interviews I had. So yeah, she's been an all-round help in terms of applications and everything, and me as a person. So yeah.
Great, thank you. So Laura, what's the key to being a good mentor then?
I would say it's the ability to be honest about your profession and also to give feedback. I think you need to build a rapport with your mentee so that you can provide that for them. I think because our mentorship went well, Lara has grown immensely. I can see it. I can see when she sends me her, draft application forms, she's improved so much. So I just think if you're going to mentor someone, you should have good listening skills, be there, guide your mentee. Don't tell them what to do. Never tell Lara what to do, except when I set homework sometimes. And I think just to be a support.
So presumably from your perspective, some of the rewarding aspect of being a mentor is actually seeing that development in the mentee. That must be quite a powerful embodiment of what you've been doing.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing when you see the progress. It just makes it worthwhile when you see that you're making progress.
So those late night emails and phone calls and everything. Final question to Lara and the mentee then. Just any advice for future mentees, so someone going into that relationship at the outset?
I would definitely say on the initial form that BLD provides to put as much information as possible about what you hope to achieve out of the mentoring experience. So as much information about your personality, your likes and what you're into, as well as what sort of industry you want to go into in terms of the legal profession, if you want to go down the commercial route, if you have an interest in the banking sector. So try and put as much information as possible, because as much as I would like to not believe that you didn't base it just on our names, I think BLD matches really well in terms, we're very compatible in terms of our personalities and our interests, and so I think that's what helped make the relationship really natural and flow very well. And I didn't have to use the my mentor's really bad, I've got problems. I didn't have to resort to any of that or give any negative feedback. So yeah.
I would have thought that probably actually the matching process would have been despite them. It probably would be something good to avoid ideally, but on the other hand the match was there. So great. We're very grateful to you both for coming up and speaking in front of this intimidating, scary audience about your experiences, because it's really helpful, I think, for everybody to hear about that and that relationship that's been so successful. So thank you very much, and thank you, Lara, for nominating Lara in the first place as an excellent mentor. So thank you both. Thank you.